Hello, Sen here. So, for this week's blog post, what I thought I would do is give a little update of the fact we're on day 6 now of Le Jog. We've just come through the lakes, which is stunning. So I thought I'd take this video here because we're heading up to Carlisle after this. But this week's blog post is going to be called How Your Property Business is Like Riding a Bike. Brackets, from Land's End to John O'Groats, because that's what we're doing. And what I've done is chosen 10 things to talk about that links what we're doing, myself, my brother and Chris, cycling from Land's End to John O'Groats, to link what we're doing to property investing and starting and scaling and growing property business. So I'm going to take a few minutes to go through that. This is going to be a one-take wonder. I've got a few notes to remind me of things, but we've got this beautiful backdrop, so I'll get started as to why your property business is like riding a bike. So, number one, I've got to start with why, a purpose, a reason why you're doing it. So for us, we're cycling from Land's End to John O'Groats to help raise money for cancer research, a cause that's close to our hearts. We've had very close members of the family, my father included, aunts, uncles, close friends who've all been impacted by this terrible disease. So we want to do what we can to help raise funds to find advanced treatments and ultimately cures for cancer, as well as this being a lifetime goal to want to cycle the length of the country. So number one, start with why. So what is that in your property business? Why is it you would want to get into property and use property as a vehicle to create wealth, time freedom, decision freedom, etc.? So that's the key thing. That's going to keep you going. Certainly climbing big hills from the bottom of that valley up to here, very difficult going on the legs and the lungs. What kept me going was knowing that we're raising money for cancer research. So number two is having a strategy and a plan. So we have a plan, we have a route to get us from point A to point B. And that breaks down into every day having a plan. Having a plan to go from, for example, today in, where do we start, of Kendal to head up to Moffat. We're going to cross the border. So that's just the 1 day plan. The whole day plan is to go from Land's End to John O'Groats, and we're breaking it down into little chunks. Now here, we're stopped at, with that van, getting some refreshments as a first milestone stop. We're at mile 24 here. So what we're doing is breaking this big goal down. You've got a property goal for 1 year, maybe 12 months goal, maybe a 5-year, 10-year goal. We have to break it down into our quarterly, our weekly, and our daily, even hourly plans. It's exactly what we're doing on this bike ride, so we can keep going. Number three is having a team. This is essential. Very much a case of, it's about who, not how. We're doing this cycle not just as individuals, but as brothers. My blood brother, my brother from another mother, Chris, my business partner, and we're keeping each other going as a team. But not just that, we've got our support driver, Graham, changeover. It was sunny yesterday for the first half, who's bringing water, bringing our bags, bringing snacks, food, lunch, etc. We always look forward to our lunch, our pies at lunchtime. And we've got family, we've got moral support. My parents are following us all the way up. My sister visited last night. We're seeing Chris's parents tonight. My wife tomorrow. My brother's family, the first part. That's our team. That's our power team getting us through this. And we have the same in property. Our architects, our tradespeople, our planning consultants, our investors. The team is essential. So it's just the same in property. Number four, I've got having specific goals each day. So getting from point A to point B and having milestones to get to, climbing that big hill and stopping and rewarding yourself with a banana, with a whatever. In the property world, if you're like Pete, good friend Pete Spate, you might be rewarding yourself with a white Magnum. But you set yourself a milestone, you work hard, you push hard to get through, and then have a little mini break and celebration, and then reset and get going again. Number five, I've got measurement. This is essential. Measuring progress. So on our bike ride, we've got these little Garmin devices on the front of our handlebars, showing us every mile it's clocking over. the number of climbs that we have. So for example, our first day, we had 19 climbs to get through, and each one we get through is another bit of progress. And that incremental progress gives us a sense of fulfillment, accomplishment, a mini victory, and confidence to keep going. And that's the same in property. We need to be tracking and measuring not necessarily our miles, but our progress on our spreadsheets. How many viewings, how many properties we've analysed, the income that we're adding on each month from our rent to rents, the actual cost that we're tracking to keep to budget. Measurement is so important, and progress of all, in my book, is what's essential to keep going, because evidence of progress, seeing progress, is what gives us confidence and self-belief, and we need that on our bike ride as well. Accountability is number 6. This is huge. So we're keeping each other accountable. There's 3 of us cycling, and we're taking it in turns to lead from the front and make sure that we're not holding up or not holding a pace that is not right for the team. We're keeping each other together. We're encouraging each other to keep going, and we're not going to let each other down. We're making it to the top of the hills without stopping. We are looking after each other when we get to the stops. We've got people like Graham in the van keeping us accountable to get to a stop at a certain time, to have snacks, refreshment, refuel, etc. Just like we have in our property business, you need people around you to keep you accountable to your goals throughout the week. That's the most important thing. The week to week, day to day, month to month, we can do that as mentors. You can have accountability partners, but accountability is what gets things done. Getting things done is a social phenomenon. And for us, the biggest accountability for sure is raising money for those people who need help from cancer research. So, getting near the end, number 7 is mitigating the downside. So on this bike ride, we're doing things to keep ourselves safe. We're wearing helmets. On big downs, the corners, we are making sure that we're taking the speed off on the corners rather than trying to go full pelt and make up the ground, because you don't want to come off the bike on a corner. We're making sure we've got plenty of water with electrolytes in it so that we don't get dehydrated and then suffer. We're making sure we're eating regularly so we don't run out of fuel. Just like in property, we're mitigating the downside of things going wrong by doing our diligence, doing our analysis, getting comparables, getting multiple reference points, validating ideas, pre-selling things before we dive in feet first. So many similarities. Number 8, celebrate the mini milestones. So we're on day 6. Yesterday was day 5, the midway point. We were in high spirits. We finished at 4:35 o'clock. We thought, well, let's go for one beer overlooking the river in Kendal to celebrate the mini milestones, because it's not about getting to the end destination. Yes, that's huge, but you also want to enjoy the journey and mark it and be present and take in things like this, the view around you. So that was number 8. Number 9 is honor the learning journey. This stuff takes time. You know, to get good at property, you need to put in the time to learn the theory, do the courses, and then actually apply it. And you're going to have mistakes, you're going to trip up. You've got to honor that learning journey. Chris and I have had to put in some training to do this, and out here actually doing the cycle itself, it's fair to say we've all had our fair share of falls. We've fallen over, we've scraped elbows, bumped hips, normally in pretty city type environments when you can't get the feet out of the cleats. But we honor the learning journey. That's part of it. We think, okay, well, how can we do it differently next time? How can we make sure we've got a foot down at a junction when we're slowing down so that we're not going to fall over? And you gradually get better. It's just the same in property. You take a few hits, pick yourself up, dust yourself down, take learns out of the mistakes, and get up and go again, this time a little bit better. You're looking for incremental progress and improvement all the way along. And that brings me to the last point about becoming more. Here we are. This is our training and mentoring brand, DP Become More. So what's all that about? It is about incremental progress. It's about a little bit of improvement every single day, a little bit of growth every single day. On this trip, we are becoming more in terms of being slightly better cyclists. We're becoming more in terms of the amount of money we're raising for cancer research. We are growing the bonds between us as brothers and business partners and friends. We are, I hope, through this, inspiring others to do things themselves, that might be to raise money or to push themselves, because this whole journey, circling right back to the beginning, is what it's all about. It's being clear on what you want, why you want it, having a reason behind it, and taking consistent action over time to get the results, honoring the learning journey and growing a little bit every single day. And that's why your property business is just like riding a bike from Land's End to John O'Groats. So that's us from day 6. If you'd like to sponsor our cause, please, please, please click on the link, just give a link below, and sponsor Cancer Research, and we'd be incredibly grateful for that. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.